Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Let's Play Tales of Maj'Eyal. Today I'm going to be rolling a new character. I'm going to make a Halfling Archmage, that's what I decided on. Keeping my tile from the previous video. Yes, I'm going to overwrite whoever that was, I don't even know. So, I don't really know how this is going to start out. I know Halflings have low health and aren't really designed for magic, but we're going to try to make it work here. Taking a look at our starting stats, I'm definitely going to need more magic. That is a very low number to start with, but that's okay. Used to being around 22 or 23. I'm going to go ahead and forget all my skills here. Let's see. I believe what I want to do, I want to try to make this as new player friendly as possible, as tutorial friendly as possible. So, Arcane Power is kind of a staple for any mage. It's a sustained ability that takes away some of your mana pool and it increases your spell power as well as your arcane resistance. There's a certain build with this class where you're going to need lots of arcane resistance for a spell over here, which causes you to take damage from yourself, but you can become immune to it. So we're probably not going to get into that right now. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and grab Flame for my starting spell and support it with lightning. And we'll go ahead and put 1 point into each of those and 1 point into arcane power. And then over here for our generic points, we're gonna forget everything, save our points. We do need phase door, it'll definitely help us survive, as well as arcane reconstruction. So I believe those are the two I'm gonna start off with, and just save this other generic point we got over here. Accept our changes. Get our little story here. So, as a Archmage, you're going to start over here in Anglowen, and you get part of this little quest, which you can read through, be my guest, because it's kind of nice. And you get sent to this crazy plane of God knows how to explain what's going on here. So there's these elemental void monsters running around. They're fairly easy to kill, pretty straightforward. I'm just gonna shock one with my lightning, burn one with my fireball, and repeat this process. They're gonna keep coming in from all sides of the screen. You got these mana worms coming in, and so we got our phase ability from our generic tree, phase door. This isn't like the rune that we had in the previous video that sends us in a random direction. We can actually specify where we want to go now, which is very useful. And that little black hole up there is where we actually want to go. It'll lead us to the next level. However, I want to try to kill everything I can here and get the experience. So I don't know if you noticed that or not, because it's on a black background, but that monster had launched a black projectile at me. And because its speed was so low, I was able to move out of the way long before it hit me. However, my fireball and lightning have insane projectile speed, usually reaching, I believe they travel like 20 tiles in the same round, so they're not going to be able to escape that. I'm going to go ahead and rebind my arcane power here and go ahead and activate it. Let's see. I want to set this up on auto use when available. I want it to always be active. This is sometimes a bad idea because you can be really low on mana and need that mana. Deactivate it, forget you got it on auto, and it'll burn what you got left as well as use up a turn. So you'll be in trouble there, but I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. Just going to try to see where we can go over here. See, now you can clearly see the black projectile. I have plenty of time to fire off my fireball and move well out of the way long before it reaches over here, so no threat at all. You shouldn't die in this area, although it does happen, especially if you're playing on Nightmare. Those projectiles tend to hurt, and these guys will group up on you. Let's see here. Apparently I lied. You can't go through here. Could have sworn you could. It's been a while since I played this. There we go. Had to shock it with a magical spell. Now I can travel through it. That's why I'm making these videos, of course, because this game can be confusing at times. There's a lot of features in here that just don't come naturally. Things that come with practice or familiarity with roguelikes and dungeon crawls. Dark God, the creator of this game, tried to include as many features as he could to create a diverse challenge for everyone. because we all come from different backgrounds and have different experience levels in each type of game. He tried to bring all the features into one. Did a wonderful job, in my opinion. This game is awesome. If you're looking for a challenge, you want to try to develop a character in very challenging dungeons, and take your chances with the random number generator and hope that it helps you out a little bit, then Tales of Maj'Eyal is your game. I can't think of a better option. Played a lot of these type games. Probably do some videos on some of them sooner or later. However, I want to see the changes that have come with the patch in this game and build a few characters up and see if I can't get a actual win in this game. I want my name on the list. I want my channel name on the list even more so. So I gained a level there. I'm going to go ahead and pump all my points into magic. And I'm going to continue to do so until we reach our cap for our level. And then we'll start overflowing the remainder into constitution and willpower. The reason we're getting so much magic is because our skills require magic. As you can see, the red magic requirement we haven't met over here for 28 and 36 to level up our spells. But we're doing quite well. Every point increases our spell power and our spell saves. So we definitely want to keep doing that. I'm going to go ahead and put some more points into arcane power here and try to max it out as well. So let's go ahead and find our exit. Seems like we've cleared most of this floor. Here it is. Go ahead and shock it and fireball this mana worm, giving us a very small amount of experience. Moving on now to the Abashed Expanse level 3, where hopefully we will find a big bad scary boss who will probably die in 1 to 2 shots because we have some insane damage output. Look at that, 111 damage with that lightning, and that wasn't even a critical. Keep in mind we are a halfling, so eventually we will be turning into a critting machine with our luck of the little folk, and hopefully pulling off some 4-digit damages. That's what I want to shoot for here. Not sure what happened there. I think he teleported me is what happened, and I definitely got hit right there. That hurt, but there's something off screen. I think it may be the boss. I'm gonna go ahead and teleport back and try to get some distance here. See if I can heal up, and a mana worm coming at me. Just floating off into space there. Apparently they are immune to any form of gravity because I am on some type of platform, whereas they just travel wherever they please, whenever they please. So going back to investigate what was shooting at me over here. See a mana worm in the distance. Gonna take him out and heal up our mana. Teleport. These platforms disappear and reappear, and I'm not sure if this area is optional or not. I think it's required. You might be able to talk your way out of that quest. I didn't really try because I want the experience and I want to make a video for each area. So this is a tutorial or how-to on normal difficulty of beating the Abashed Expanse. Note this area is a lot more difficult if you're playing on the harder difficulties like Nightmare, as most places are, but this one especially because those projectiles can one-shot you, and you may have 4 or 5 of them coming in from each side, and they become quite difficult to dodge, as well as running out of mana. They have a lot of health on Nightmare difficulty, and you'll oftentimes run out of resources before you're able to kill them. So having some trouble finding our exit here. I don't know where. There he is. So we have a spatial disturbance. This is a boss. 337 health. He is level 7 to our level 2. Says big. He doesn't look that big, and he's got me targeted. A hole in the fabric of space. It seems to be the source of the expanse instability, which is why we're here, to fix this instability. And he's got a void blast coming at me. I'm just going to go ahead and move out of the way here. Spatial disturbance hits me for 45 arcane damage. Kind of painful. I'm going to go ahead and activate my regeneration infusion, as well as sending a firebolt his way and teleporting over this projectile and closing the gap between us, and then shocking him with my lightning, hitting him with a fireball. Notice I have a 3-turn cooldown on these 2 skills, so if I'm able to rotate them properly, I can just keep them going and quickly knocking him down, earning us an achievement right here. Hopefully we can show the world just how much of a noob we are. I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can let everyone know. Tab brings up the map. There we go. And moving the mouse around with it open pans the cursor around the map to wherever your cursor is pointing, so highlighting our character there. Alrighty, spacebar opens the chat menu. I'm going to say, I beat the starting area like a boss. Hopefully someone understands that reference. It would be great if one of them actually ended up seeing this video. So we got this nice pile of loot right here I almost left behind. That would have been terrible. Unable to land on that island with our phase skill. Even though we get to target the direction that we're going to teleport into, we don't land exactly in that spot because our phase door is only level 1. And unfortunately I keep missing it. Now our island has disappeared. Quite curious where my loot has went. I hope it comes back, as I know there were some artifacts in there and I really want to get them. So a little bit of difficulty here in the expanse. I can't believe my loot island just disappeared like that. This is terribly upsetting. I'm missing out on so much character development without those items. I have no idea where they went. I don't know if that island reappeared and moved around, or if it is just gone entirely. It appears we have moved around as we're in the top left, so I'm just gonna have to go island hopping here again. Hopefully we will find it sooner or later. So I found the island with my drops, and thankfully so I can go ahead and pick them up here. See what we get. A Void Star and Rod of Recall, of course. We're gonna go ahead and bind our Rod of Recall. Just a personal preference of mine. See if I remember how to do this. Yes, just drag it down right there. And now our Void Star, lots of colors and lots of mods on this item, has a active ability which will send out a bolt for mind damage each turn. And it also functions as a light. What is the radius on this? 2 light radius, not the best. However, the ability may come in handy and it may actually end up saving our life at some point in time. Not the best drops, but to be expected from the starting boss in the game, so not too big a deal. I'm going to drag that skill over here. I'm going to drag our teleport to the very end of the bar, which apparently we got rid of. No problem. Just, what's that button for that? I forgot. Thought it was K, but apparently not. It's not J, that's quest log. H is your actual log. M. Seems M opens the talents menu. So here we have our teleport. Whoops. Left click tries to use it apparently. Which it is on cooldown now. We want to right click it. Actually no. I think I can just left click and drag it. Nope. Gotta right click it. Gotta bind it to something. We're gonna bind to hotkey number 6, which is open. Okay. And drag it way down the bar over here. I don't know what that key is. 400 turns remaining on the cooldown. Not a problem, however. It takes 40 turns to teleport out, which is what we just did by resting. And now that we've finished our beginning quest, hopefully we'll be free to roam the world here. Yes, we are. There is a pyromancer staring us down with his hypnotic gaze and his scary staff. You know, my character actually kind of looks like an elf. I'm a very, very tall halfling. Just auto-exploring the town here. Personal preference, like to have all the maps fully discovered. I'm not going to pursue any quests in this town at the moment. Instead, I'm going to go over to Trollmire and attempt to make a video on what Trollmire is, how to beat it, and explain all the functions of it. So, quick little quest, by the way. When you exit the hidden city of Angloin, I hope I pronounced that correctly, there's a novice mage standing outside next to this gate into a maze. You talk to him, go through his little dialogue, and he's going to ask you for artifacts. So what you do is when you find rare items, you come drop them off to him, and he will unlock, I believe, a class for you. What did we run into here? Interesting terrain. A hermit. Let's go talk to this hermit. After a great deal of pounding, a halfling wrapped in charred, smoking robes opens the door. He looks irritated. It's not enough that I work all morning to make a potion that ends up nearly blowing my ass off, but now I've got idiots beating down my damn door with what sounds like a battering ram. And yes, I heard it, though I can hardly make out a bleeding thing with these bleeding, concussed ears. What do you want? Well, what do we want indeed? We want one of your potions. Blowing my ass off sounds like something I could be into. I don't dare read all that. This guy seems very angry. And I'm not really sure what I'm agreeing to now, other than I will be looking for some ingredients for an elixir, I imagine. And I'm probably going to want this explosive force elixir right here because it gives 4% critical chance to spells. And that will suit our character's build. Probably not the best idea to be using auto explore at the moment because I will run into a event which I'm not prepared to handle at the moment. So here we have the passage into Trollmire on the world map. And before I enter, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here so I can keep these short. I don't want to make them too long. The file size get quite large to try to keep the video quality up for you guys. So this is my Halfling Archmage. We are level 4 currently. I don't believe we've used any of our skill points from that boss fight. So we're sitting on 6 stat points. I'm going to go ahead and use a few on magic. How many do we need for our next skills? 28. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of them in. Okay, we capped out at 26 for our level. So I'm going to put the remaining point into Constitution to give us 4 more max life. And I'm going to learn the spell Mana Thrust. This is the 3rd bolt in our little trio here. We have Lightning, Flame, and now Mana Thrust. This gives us access to 3 separate elements to combat resistance, as well as a skill to use in between each cooldown, as all 3 of these skills require 3 turns to cool down. Assuming we have enough magic or mana, we can continue to rotate between them and have an incredible damage output. And soon we'll be going for Luck of the Little Folk, which will give us critical strike chance as well. And hopefully we'll have a pretty good little setup here. So I'll be explaining these skills a little more in depth in the future videos. We'll see how long that IGR CuriousGamer survives this time around. And next time I'll be explaining Trollmire. So check back for episode 3 of Let's Play Tales of Maj'Eyal.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure and hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.
Got a question, comment, or game you'd like to see? Let us know by commenting below and do your part
To help IGR discover more great games.